Welcome back, everybody, to Boss Championship Racing. We are here at Lutzen International for the 2024 GT Tournament. I'm Nils Nilsson, and this is Donnie McFadden. Donnie, the GT Tournament is starting today.
I am so excited for this, Nils. We've got 33 cars and some new faces around the track. The first to go was 2K from 2K Racing.
Each driver had 2 qualifying attempts. They would start in both lanes, and we would take the faster time as their qualifying lap time. Another new driver to the track, Dex Hendricks from Blue Line Racing in the Chevy Corvette C7R, the number 03, putting in a great lap time. Sneaky Bob as well from Vapor Diecast Racing, driving the number 21 Audi R8 LMS.
This tournament is going to be awesome, Nils. You know, we've got so many different cars from Corvettes to, like Crazy Canuck here. He's got the sweet Red Bull paint job thing going on. Yeah, we've got just Audis, Bentleys, BMWs, Porsches. The list goes on. It's going to be great.
And of course, you can't forget the Lamborghinis. And we've got some McLarens as well. This GT tournament is brought to you by Unhinged Diecast. Make sure to check out the link in the description below using BOSS10 for 10% off your order. Well, here is the schedule for this tournament. We will have 8 different races, so make sure to keep checking back every Saturday at 9 a.m. Central. Also, the points will look a little different. There will be 6 cars per group.
That's like 50% more racing, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, 50% more racing, 6 laps, 6 cars. They will line up on the starting grid a little differently as well. The left lane will be positions 1, 3, and 5. The right lane will be 2, 4, and 6. And that will hopefully make things interesting. 6 laps, a lot can happen. And they will rotate accordingly as well from left to right.
You know, the hairpin is still proving to be the most technical and challenging portion of the track. Some of the cars just had a hard time, but the cars that really flew were guys like Arlo. Just flying through the corners.
Yeah, and Arlo broke the track record with a 10.29. Unbelievable lap time for him. Farrell Patrick was also looking pretty sharp on track. Very, very fast. And then we had the big cat in the number 20, Lucas from EP Videos. First time ever at Lutzen International, and put in one heck of a lap and actually went faster for lap number 2. So here are your results, the qualifying order. And due to the number of cars, we had 1 DNF, so we have 32 cars. The top 2 in qualifying have a round bye, so they will move directly to the semifinals. The rest of the groups will be 6 cars per group, 5 groups in total, and the top 2 in points of each group will move on to the semifinals.
And a bummer for Uncle Elvis, the Aston Martin just couldn't complete a lap, so didn't make the cut.
Well, qualifying is over. Your fastest lap and track record holder now is Arlo with a 10.2960 lap time.
But here's the thing, Nils, you never know, man. When the racing starts, anything is possible.
You got that right, Donnie. Make sure to check back next week, everybody, for group number 1 of the GT tournament. Welcome back to Boss Championship Racing, and we're here for group number 1 of the GT tournament. I'm Nils Nilsson, and this is Donnie McFadden.
It's going to be so good, Nils. We've got 6 cars per group. We've got 6 laps. A lot of action. I'm ready.
So we've had 32 cars for this tournament. The top 2 in qualifying moved on to the semifinals automatically, leaving 5 groups of 6. And so we're going to start with the group number 1. This is Giorgio in the number 27 from G-Force Racing.
Next up, from Hot Nuts Diecast Racing, this is Craigster Sr. in the number 7.
And lining up third, this is Numbskull from Numbskull Racing in the 03.
And also in number 3 from Reina 21 Racing, this is Leo.
And lining up in the Con Man Customs number 77, Stallion Johnson.
And in the number 79 from Ross and Gun Racing, this is Desert Mirage.
Well, here we go. The GT tournament is set. Here are the points. There are 6 laps. The top 2 drivers at the end will move on to the semifinal round. But here we go. Lights are green and the GT tournament is underway. Giorgio with a nice lead takes the group through the hairpin, but here comes Craigster Sr. with a pass on Numbskull and into P2, getting that position back. And at the line, what a race, number 1, Desert Mirage trailing behind, but able to finish. Let's take a look at the replay.
Yeah, Craigster Sr. had a great move. Leo did as well, and Numbskull able to hold P3. But we've got 5 more laps. I can't wait, man. This is going to be so good. So much racing.
We've got 2 Acuras, a Chevy Corvette, a Porsche, a Lamborghini. Am I missing one?
No, you're not missing one.
Oh, yeah, that's a BMW, isn't it, Donnie?
You know, I thought we had an agreement before these races start. I didn't want to talk about it much, but...
Okay, fine. Here we go, race number 2. The cars have moved over now, and we've got Desert Mirage and P1 taking them through the corner, but here comes Giorgio with a great pass. Craigster Sr. trying to make a move as well. And at the line, what a close finish between P1 and P4. And here comes Stallion Johnson, able to finish it out, getting that 1 point.
You know, it's definitely better than a DNF. That's what I always say. You can see right here he was all stalled out, but just able to keep it rolling.
That's right, got the point as a result of that, able to finish it out. But what a move from Giorgio, up into P1, nice pass, started in P2, and will pick up 7 points. And here's the finish with the overhead camera. Very close finish between those 4 drivers. So here are the points after race number 2. Giorgio with a good lead at 14. Craigster Sr. with 9. Numbskull with 7. Leo, Stallion Johnson, Desert Mirage have some work to do to get back into this one. Well, here's Stallion Johnson on the pole for lap number 3. They're green.
Desert Mirage has had a good start, so let's see if he can keep it going.
Looking a lot better there for Stallion Johnson and in first. But look at Giorgio trying to make a move on the inside and makes the pass at the line. What a race. What a lap. Giorgio take a bow. Gets the 7 points.
This is what it's all about, Nils. That move was so calculated, like a surgeon, man. Right place, right time, and he made it happen right at that last corner. Unbelievable finish.
Well, at the halfway mark, here are your points. Giorgio with 21, 3 wins in a row. Craigster Sr. with 12, Numbskull with 11, and the bottom 3 have some work to do. Well, make sure to check out Unhinged Diecast, link in the description below for 10% off your order. Well, Donnie, we're halfway through this thing. What stood out to you so far?
You know, Craigster Sr. has never been to the track, and he's looking really good, so we'll see if he can keep it going.
Yeah, but he's driving a BMW.
Well, yeah, let's just focus on the racing, huh, Nils?
You're right. I'm the professional here. Come on. All right, so here we go. We're in the middle of this thing. Leo in first place with a nice lead with some space. Desert Mirage. And what a wreck in the last straightaway. Unbelievable. Giorgio is upside down. Stallion Johnson turned around. Let's see if we can get a replay.
And this is why we have fences at Lutsen International. We don't want anyone in the stands to get hurt because these cars are lethal. I mean, if you've ever been around diecast racing, watch out. Put the fences up, all right?
And I don't know how that happened. It looked like he just got loose coming out of that last corner and just drove straight into the wall, Giorgio upside down. And, okay, who sent this guy? I thought we had the best safety crew in the world here.
I don't know what's going on, Nils. Today just seems weird. Maybe the moon, the tides, solar activity. I'm not sure.
Well, here are the points. Giorgio with 21. Craigster Sr. with 16. Numbskull and Leo tied with 14 now. Stallion Johnson with 8. And Desert Mirage up to 12. Will those DNFs be costly? We'll find out. Race number 5. Here we go. Numbskull with a nice lead. Stallion Johnson there in second, but here comes Leo with a run. Can Leo catch Numbskull? And to the line, Numbskull will take race number 5. And Craigster Sr. stuck in 6th.
That's kind of a crazy finish, Nils. I mean, Giorgio and Johnson were going to keep it interesting, and they just kind of fell off. So, man, I thought for sure Giorgio was looking strong, and now a little shaky.
It was a strong start for Giorgio, and now look at the group. Numbskull up to 21, Craigster Sr. with 17, but Leo with a charge with 19. But Craigster Sr. and Numbskull in the front row, and they're off for race number 6. The top 2 will move on to the semifinals, so who will it be? Craigster Sr. with a nice lead, and Leo there in second, but Numbskull is in third, and these points matter so much. And there's your race number 6.
So there you go, man. A BMW took a win and made it look good, right? I don't know.
Okay, so I feel like this is going to be a story. I'm not trying to read into it much, but this sounds like there's going to be more to this. I don't know.
Well, there is a little more history to it. Yeah, I guess we'll talk about it later, if that's okay.
Well, here are the points after race number 6. Giorgio takes it with 27, and Numbskull with 25. Craigster Sr. and Leo with 24. What a close finish. So those top 2 drivers will be moving on to the semifinal round.
Tough luck there for Craigster Sr. and Leo. They were so close to making it to P2 to move on, but there will always be next time, you know? And Stallion Johnson, once that DNF happened, wasn't looking likely that he'd make a bounce back. But hey, we've got 4 more groups to go, Nils. This thing's going to be awesome.
You've been watching Boss Championship Racing, the GT Tournament of 2024. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and you won't miss any action in the future races and tournaments. We will see you next time. Welcome back to Boss Championship Racing. We're here for group number 2 of the GT Tournament. I'm Nils Nilsson, and this is Donnie McFadden. We're right here at Lutsen International, and the action is going to keep on going. Here are your drivers. In the number 03 from Blue Line Racing, this is Dex Hendricks.
And lining up second in the number 1, this is Laro from 409 Diecast Racing.
And this is Kyle Day from the Boss Championship Racing team in the 01.
And in the number 24 from Maniac Motorsports, this is Nitro Z.
And in the number 88, this is Budo Head from MWAI Racing.
And in the number 49 from Three Ravens Racing, this is Olivia May.
Well, there are 6 cars, 6 laps. The top 2 in points after lap number 6 will be moving on to the semifinals. We've got Dex Hendricks on the pole. Here we go for race number 1. A couple of cars with a lot of contact in the first set of corners, but Dex Hendricks is getting away. Tons of clean air. Well out in front and drifting over the finish line. Kyle Day in second.
Have you ever seen a crazier first lap at the track, Nils?
Nitro Z and Olivia May both DNFing in the first lap. Unbelievable. Let's have a look at that again.
DNFing, is that the correct term?
You know what? It is, actually. So Nitro Z getting caught up there with Olivia May and unable to get around the hairpin and stalling out. But out in front, Dex Hendricks with a huge lead, and then finishing it off with style with the big drift over that finish line.
You know, I hope it's style, because that could have been a little bit arrogant, but that lead was pretty huge. So I guess we'll have to see how Dex handles these next few laps.
Well, here are your points after race number 1. Dex Hendricks with the lead, and now we'll move over to the second spot. Olivia May on pole for lap number 2. They go green and much cleaner through those first set of corners. And now to the hairpin, Dex Hendricks well out in front, checking out. Can anybody stop him today? What a lap time. And here comes Kyle Day up into P2. We've got quite the race on our hands today, Donnie.
Yeah, here comes Budo head in P6, better than a DNF.
Here's the replay. We can see here Kyle Day didn't have a great start, but through those corners really looked quick and went from P5 to P2, and nobody had an answer for him.
You could say it's like a home track advantage, but man, that was quite the drive from Kyle Day. He's gonna look for a win here soon. I can feel it.
Well, here are the points after race number 2. Dex Hendricks up to 14 points, Kyle Day up to 10, Laro up to 7, and we've still got 4 more laps to go. Here we go, Budo head on the pole. Let's see what that Porsche can do. Better start for Budo head. Through the hairpin they go, and that group is really gelling. Dex Hendricks up into second, trying to make a move, but unable to make it work. Budo head takes P1, and Laro able to move up to P4.
You know, Nils, we've had some issues with the Porsches on the track, just a little bit wider in certain areas, but that was a great lap from that number 88. Who knows, man? This could be an upset in the making. We'll see.
And there's the move from Laro to secure P4. But Budo head able to get those 7 points and is in contention now with Laro for P3 in the points. Well, the GT tournament is sponsored by Unhinged Diecast. Make sure to check out the link in the description below for 10% off your order. Here we go for race number 4. Nitro Z needs a good result here. Budo head on the outside, and away they go.
It's a BMW. You know what I'm saying, Nils? It's a German Mustang. Have you heard that one?
I have not heard that one, and now I have. But look at this, Budo head again, able to defend and takes P1. But Dex Hendricks was all over the back bumper, and I think Budo head is lucky to get away with that one.
You know, there's something about that Porsche, man. That's 2 wins in a row, and nobody seems to get around him when he's in front.
And Nitro Z having to settle for P3, Kyle Day in P4. But Budo head is now up into P2 in the points with 18, Kyle Day with 17 in third, but Dex Hendricks up in first with 24 points. Well, Kyle Day now on the pole. Here we go for lap number 5. And we've got another wreck in the first set of corners.
Oh, man, you got to feel for Laro. He was having a good race up until that point.
Kyle Day out in front, little loose going into that last corner. Here comes Dex Hendricks with the move on Budo head. So Budo head can be passed. And stalling out in the last corner is Olivia May.
You know, Dex Hendricks is really dangerous looking. That was quite the pass and got P2. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to catch up with him today.
Here's a replay. Laro riding the wall and upside down. So that's unfortunate. And the other 2 in that lineup just struggling around the hairpin. That's been a big struggle for them. Kyle Day out in front, struggling on that straightaway, but able to stay out in front, grabbing 7 points and keeping his hopes alive. Reclaims P2. Up with 24 points, Budo head with 22, and Dex Hendricks with 29.
You know, I thought Laro was going to be more of a threat, but that hairpin has really been a killer.
Well, who will be moving on? We will find out. They go green for lap number 6. Budo head right behind Kyle Day as they go through the corners, and Kyle Day making a run right there on Nitro Z. And we've got a battle here for P3 and 4. What a finish and what a finale for group number 2.
You know, is anybody surprised? Olivia May, it just wasn't your day. I'm so sorry.
The Bentley was having some trouble around those tighter corners. And Laro getting a nice victory on the last lap will not be enough to move on. But Kyle Day books his ticket to the semifinal round with Dex Hendricks.
Look at that. Hendricks just sliding across that line once again. I don't know, man, showboat or just flat out skill. I mean, he deserved it. 32 points.
And Kyle Day with 29, wrapping it up here for group number 2. Those two will move on to the semifinal round. And I've got to say, Dex Hendricks, everybody better be watching out for him.
Udo Head, man, I was not ready for that comeback. That was crazy. Almost pulled it off. And so sorry, Olivia May. You tried, but there'll always be next time.
Those 4 will be going home. And we just want to say thank you so much to everybody who's participated so far in this tournament. We've got 3 more groups ahead, so make sure to stay tuned for more racing. You have been watching the GT tournament here at Boss Championship Racing. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. And if you have already, thank you so much. There will be more racing to come, so stay tuned, everybody. We will see you next time. Welcome back. The journey continues right here at Lutsen International. We're here for group number 3 of the GT tournament at Boss Championship Racing. I'm Nils Nilsson, and this is Donnie McFadden, and we are so thrilled to bring you this group. Let's meet the drivers.
So ready for this, Nils. From Chase Family Racing in the number 5, this is N Count.
Lining up next to N Count from Vapor Diecast Racing in the number 21, this is Sneaky Bob.
And lining up next, this is 2K from 2K Racing in the number 2.
And from Holton, Wisconsin in the number 4, from Dutch Clutch Racing, this is Dutch Vanderschiff.
And from Stupid Fish Racing in the 201, this is Chauncey Uppercrust.
And in the Ferrari from Fat Dad Racing in the number 91, this is Fat Dad.
You know it's going to be good, Nils, when there's a Ferrari around.
You got that right. Well, here are the points. If you're new, 6 cars, 6 laps. The top 2 in points will move on to the semifinal round. N Count will lead them through the first corners, and Sneaky Bob is right there as well. Into the hairpin they go, and N Count with a nice lead. Here comes Sneaky Bob trying to sneak up on him into the last corner, but it will be N Count taking race number 1.
Sneaky Bob didn't have the best start, but by the end of that lap, man, he was so close. If he would have had a little more track, he probably would have got N Count.
The top 3 for race number 1, all in Audis. So we will see how this race progresses as these laps go on. But here are the points after race number 1. N Count with 7, Sneaky Bob with 5, 2K with 4. And so now the cars will rotate left to right. And here we go. Fat Dad in the Ferrari in the front row. Let's see how that Ferrari handles that clean air.
You know, sometimes Ferraris look fast, but you just see, I'm not sure, man.
And N Count is getting away. 2K up into second place as well. But we've got contact in the corner. And that Ferrari is off the track. Fat Dad spun out and goes off track.
And just like that, Nils, we've got a DNF already.
You know, this GT tournament has really brought out more contact between the drivers. They're bumping around and trying to get around each other. But this time, Fat Dad spun out. And as a result, looks like Sneaky Bob dropped all the way to 5th. That's huge.
You know, I'm not sure if Sneaky Bob was being sneaky or not, but that really cost him a lot of points right there.
Well, Chauncey Uppercrust in the Bentley will now take pole. Here we go for race number 3. A better start for Chauncey. And right behind him is N Count and 2K. Here comes Fat Dad trying to challenge for P3.
Chauncey Uppercrust, that's such an interesting name. Is it British?
And 2K is sideways and to the line. Unbelievable finish. Donnie, have you ever seen anything like this?
You know, this is actually a first. That's 4 cars piled up. It looks like 2K will get the points, and Fat Dad is right there on the line, so we will have to see.
Here's the replay, and Chauncey getting away.
2K was going for that outside pass, and once again, Fat Dad right there in the mix.
Here's the overhead replay, and that is insanely close. We'll have to move 2K. Here's a closer look at that finish. And I'm getting word from the stewards that Fat Dad will indeed get the points, as his tire did cross the line. And here we are after race number 3. Well, this tournament is brought to you by Unhinged Diecast. Make sure to hit the link in the description below for 10% off. Here we go, Donnie, for race number 4. Oh, we got a massive wreck in the first corner.
We only got 4 cars left now, man. This is nuts.
This race is turning out to be a survival of the fittest type of race. And now Fat Dad is sideways and will not finish. That's 5 DNFs in one race.
That one will go down in the history books here at Lutsen International. You may never see this ever again.
I think the stewards will have to talk to the drivers, because this is out of control.
And, you know, we've got people watching, kids are watching. Like, it's not a good example for them. You know what I mean? Like, they should be better on track than this.
Fat Dad got pushed around, and Sneaky Bob trying to sneak around him cost him again. 2 DNFs for Sneaky Bob. Is down there with 7 points. I guess if you would have told me that at the start of this race, I would have absolutely not believed you. Well, here we go. 2K is on the pole. Hopefully this time we'll have a cleaner race.
I mean, don't cross your fingers, man. This is, I don't know. I'm sweating right now.
2K out in front with a sizable lead. Chauncey there in second, and Ed Count trying to make a pass. And hey, look at that. All 6 cars cross the finish line.
Yeah, I thought, you know, that Chevy Corvette would have made more of a move. Dutch Vandershift, but settles for 4th.
Well, I am just glad that they're all across the line safely. Here are your points after race number 5. We've got a tight race here. All 3 cars in the right lane have the most points at this point, so they will be ones to watch for sure. And count upside down. 2K trying to make a move there on Vandershift and makes the pass work as Sneaky Bob sneaks away and finally picks up a win. And race number 6 is over. And yet again, another DNF. Wow, and that was your points leader at the time.
Just when you thought you saw everything, you know, end count goes upside down. So I'm hoping that he's okay.
I'm getting word, actually. Yeah, end count is just fine, so that's good news. Sneaky Bob able to get the win, but will not move on. And 2K, having finished in second, picks up 5 points and is your group winner with 25 points. End count able to hang on with 23, just edging out Chauncey Uppercrust. But man, wow, I am exhausted after that one.
We might never see another race like that in our lives. So I'm just going to take it in. I'm glad that everybody's okay.
And I don't know if it has to be said, but Fat Dad today was an agent of chaos. That was unbelievable to watch. Glad that these cars are still in one piece.
You know, I think I need a nap. That was a lot to take in.
You've been watching Boss Championship Racing, the GT Tournament of 2024. Thank you so much for joining us today. Make sure to hit like and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to check back next week for group number 4 right here. Same place, same channel. We'll see you then. Welcome back to Boss Championship Racing. We're here for group number 4 of the GT Tournament of 2024. I'm Nils and I'm with Donnie McFadden. Let's meet the drivers.
In the number 34 from Live Young Diecast, this is Lone Star.
And in the 00 from Liberty Hill, Texas, in Ironbeard Customs, this is James Ironbeard.
And in the number 64 from Spirit of 64, this is Randy Sentley.
And from Whitby, Ontario, in the number 53, this is the Crazy Canuck.
And in the 08 from Lawrence, Kansas, and Milestone Diecast, this is Dusty Miles.
And all the way from Virginia, this is N-Scale in the number 4. A quick reminder of the points for this tournament. There will be 6 laps, 6 cars, and the top 2 will move on to the semifinals. Well, here we go for race number 1. Lone Star leads them through the corners and already off to a great lead.
We've got a couple Lamborghinis, couple Chevrolets, McLaren, Porsche. It's going to be so good, Nils.
A huge lead there for Lone Star all by himself. And at the line, race number 1 in the books.
That's a statement win right there, I would have to say.
Yeah, that Lamborghini was on the rails and just pieced out halfway through the lap. James Ironbeard able to move up into second place with a pass there.
James Ironbeard looked really good in qualifying on that inside lane, making the outside lane work there. We'll see what happens in this next lap.
You know, that's been a topic of conversation between the drivers, these cars, and this track. They have to be able to run both lanes. And if they are exposed on one of them, they will pay for it. Well, here we go for race number 2. And here we go again with Live Young Diecast. Lone Star, what a move, up into first place, and again checking out in front of N-Scale. Lone Star crossing the line in P1.
Nils, isn't it just the most beautiful sound? Those cars crossing the line, my goodness.
Well, Lone Star, of course, getting away, but N-Scale showing some pace in that number 4. And James Ironbeard right there on the tail, but coming in P3. So here we are with the points after race number 2, and the points are looking pretty close. Lone Star, though, with a nice lead.
After last week's race with group number 3 and all those DNFs, we're doing pretty good so far, don't you think?
I think so, and I don't want to say any more than that because you never know what could happen. Here we go for race number 3, Dusty Miles with a lead, but Lone Star making the move on the inside, and then Dusty Miles off the track. What did you do, Donnie? You jinxed him.
Okay, I'm not, a fortune teller, so cut me some slack, man. I was just complimenting these drivers, and then that happens. So, sorry.
Well, let's take a look at it here. A nice run from Lone Star, making the pass work, getting sideways, though, and Dusty Miles had nowhere to go, was pushed right off the track.
These are the kind of moments that really spark controversy, rivalry.
I guess we will see. I mean, it was looking pretty neck and neck there. Dusty Miles trying to make a move back on Lone Star. But this tournament is brought to you by Unhinged Diecast. Make sure to check the link in the description below for 10% off. Well, here are your points at the halfway mark. Lone Star with a nice lead. James Ironbeard and Randy Sentley tied with 12. And we've got a lot of racing to go. So here we go for race number 3. Crazy Canuck on the pole, and they go green.
I'm just saying, Nils, watch out for Dusty Miles and Lone Star. There's something brewing.
Through the corners they go. Crazy Canuck still in the lead, and the fight for second is on, but Dusty Miles finishes ahead of Lone Star, grabs P2 and a valuable 5 points.
And just like that, Crazy Canuck right back in the mix. Big 7 points there for him, and Lone Star almost caused another wreck there with Dusty Miles.
Here are the points after race number 4. Lone Star up to 25. Crazy Canuck tied with James Ironbeard with 14. Randy Sentley and N-Scale tied with 13. Race number 5, they go green. Randy Sentley on the pole. And through the hairpin, Crazy Canuck with a run up into third place and defending against Lone Star, but Sentley takes P1. Crazy Canuck able to fend off Lone Star for P3.
There sure was a lot of contact there. Crazy Canuck had a nice run, and Lone Star definitely wasn't going to let off.
Which led to a chain reaction, and N-Scale holding up Ironbeard for P5. There's little moves like that that really do impact the points at the end of the day. So we'll see how that all shakes out. But after race number 5, here are your points. Lone Star with 28 will be moving on, guaranteed no matter what happens. But what a race we've got between the other 5 drivers.
Randy Sentley definitely has an advantage, but you never know. You got to finish the lap.
Right. Donnie, let's not jinx this one, please. I beg you, please. They go through the hairpin. James Ironbeard with a nice lead. But here comes Sentley up into second place. Crazy Canuck had no answer, drops to 4th. And there you have it, folks. Race number 6 in the books. And with that result, Sentley will be moving on to the semifinal round.
Ironbeard looked really good out in front, but man, just didn't have enough passes today. Not enough DNFs either to help him out.
Well, here's the final points for this group. Lone Star with 30 points. James Ironbeard with 22. Coming up short, Randy Sentley, though, with 25. Those top 2 will be moving on to the semifinal round.
Lone Star showed a lot of grit. Man, he's from Texas. Watch out for that guy. He might be on his own, but he's going to be one to watch, that's for sure.
And coming up short, James Ironbeard, Crazy Canuck.
Crazy Canuck, he was really close to making an awesome comeback, and James Ironbeard just ran out of real estate. They finished every lap, but it just wasn't good enough today.
Well, what a great day of racing here at Lutsen International. I'm Nils Nilsson with my co-host Donnie McFadden. Thank you again for watching, everybody. You've been watching Boss Championship Racing, the GT Tournament of 2024, right here at Lutsen International. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and next week we will have group number 5, the last group before the semi-final round. We'll see you then. Welcome back to Boss Championship Racing here at the GT Tournament of 2024. I'm Nils Nilsson, and this is Donnie McFadden right here at Lutsen International. Well, let's jump right in for group number 5. This is Farrell Patrick in the number 43.
Right next to Farrell is Puff from Puff's Racing in the number 17.
And in the BMW 01 from Polo Racing, this is Marco Polo.
And another BMW, Nils, from Dobbs Squab Racing. This is Jabo.
And then number 63 from Bent Rod Racing, this is Coots.
And from Lone Grove, Oklahoma, in the number 13, this is Mr. Dark.
Well, here we are. We're getting ready for race number 1. 6 drivers, 6 laps. Top 2 will move on to the semifinal round.
Mr. Dark in the number 13 from Dubious Diecast. Watch out for that guy. You never know what he's going to do.
They are green. Farrell Patrick on the pole for lap number 1. Mr. Dark trailing in the back, but you never know. Watch out for that guy. Way out in front. Looks like Farrell Patrick checks out, takes race number 1. Close finish for P2. And there you have it, race number 1 for Group 5 in the books.
Farrell Patrick putting the Farrell in Farrell Patrick, if you know what I mean.
I think I'm tracking with you. I'm not sure.
Well, basically, he almost ran off the track a couple times. He was so wicked fast. Wicked. Yeah, Mr. Dark, you'd probably like him.
Well, let's not jump to conclusions. Not yet. Well, here's the close battle for P2. Puff able to edge out Marco Polo for P2. And here are your points after race number 1. Farrell Patrick with 7. Puff with 5. Marco Polo with 4. Coots with 3. Coots is brand new to the track and looking good so far, making a move, gaining a point. Here we go for race number 2. Mr. Dark in the front row, and Farrell Patrick making a crazy run around the outside, well out in front. Huge gap between him and Mr. Dark. Here comes Puff, and at the line, upside down, unbelievable finish.
No way, Nils. Are you kidding me? Did he cross the line, or what happened?
Well, here's the replay. Let's take a look at this. Farrell Patrick, just a huge gap, but somehow just nailed the wall upside down And my goodness, Mr. Dark did not let off, just ran straight through him. And at the line, it looks close.
In my professional opinion, I think he exited the track. You know, if you're not on the track and you cross the line, you don't get any points.
I'm getting word from the stewards. It is a DNF for Farrell Patrick. He completely left the track and did not cross the line. Unbelievable.
You know, Nils, he was definitely playing with that edge. He was just up against the rails there, and he fell off. It happens.
Here we go for race number 3. Coots on the inside lane on pole. Let's see what that Corvette can do. Farrell Patrick right there in second place. Marco Polo following in third. And Coots able to keep Farrell Patrick on his bumper. And Farrell Patrick looking to flip again. That guy needs to calm down a little bit.
You know, it's in his name. It's in his nature. He's going to push it all the way to the edge. And, you know, sometimes if you're lucky, you're good. Other times, you're unlucky. But that time he finished.
That's right. And we've got a 4-driver tie for first place at the halfway mark. This is shaping up to be something else. Here we go for race number 4. J-Bo on the pole for this lap. Nice little getaway there for J-Bo. He'll need a good result here. But here comes Coots on the inside lane, taking P1.
Oh, here we go, Farrell Patrick.
And Farrell Patrick gets up into P2. But that was a very, very close finish. What a run there from Coots. Farrell Patrick trying everything to move up another spot, trying to make up for that DNF earlier on. And all the cars seemingly crossing the line at the same time.
You know, when you run a race like Farrell Patrick, and he does get P2 right there, he's going to be really tough to deal with later on. That's for sure.
He is up to second place with 17. Coots out of nowhere with 19.
Coots is the dark horse. Watch out. He is on a roll.
Now it's Marco Polo's turn on the pole for lap number 5. Marco Polo will need a nice result to stay alive here, and he's getting away. Coots right there in second. Farrell Patrick trying another run. Coots not letting him pass.
You know, I think Coots is like kryptonite for Farrell Patrick. Coots is not letting him past him. He's just playing defense, and he is destroying Farrell Patrick almost every race.
It's not always the raw pace of these cars, but, you know, the way... Well, hold on a second. This is brought to you by Unhinged Diecast. Check the link in the description for 10% off. And after 5 races, Coots is up with 24, Marco Polo up to 22, Farrell Patrick with 21. And between those 3 drivers, we've got quite a race here on our hands.
At this point, it's all up to Farrell Patrick. He's been just nuts all day long. What can he do? We'll see.
They're green, and away they go. Puff finally with some clean air out there. And here comes Marco Polo up into second place, looking to challenge for P1.
Marco Polo is on a run, man.
Spin from Puff, but able to stay out in front.
I can't believe that was the last race. That was crazy. Absolutely crazy. So fun to watch every single lap.
Let's make sure, we'll check the points just to see. But here is the replay, and Puff able to stay out in front even with the spin, going sideways on that straightaway. But here are the points. Coots, unbelievable, up to first place with 28 points. And Marco Polo, with those 5 points, solidifies second place with 27.
What a statement for Coots. Didn't qualify that great, but you know what? It didn't really matter because when he was out in front, nobody was getting past him.
And Farrell Patrick, so close in the points to moving on, but that DNF was a stunning, stunning moment in this tournament.
Wicked fast doesn't always mean you're going to get the results.
Finding the balance is the key to life. Just ask literally anybody.
That was profound, Nils. You got a gift, man.
Thanks, Donnie. You've been watching Boss Championship Racing, the GT Tournament of 2024. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit like and hit subscribe so you'll never miss a future race. We will see you next time for the semi-final round. Welcome back to Boss Championship Racing. I'm Nils Nilsson and this is Donnie McFadden. We're at the semifinal round, Group 1 of 2, and let's meet the drivers. Starting on the pole from Arlo Racing in the number 69, this is Arlo.
Next to Arlo in the number 34 from Live Young Diecast, this is Lone Star.
Lining up third from Bent Rod Racing in the number 63, this is Coots.
And one of our own from the Boss Championship Racing team, this is Kyle Day in the 01.
And lining up fifth in the Chevy Corvette from Vulcan, Michigan, this is Numbskull from Numbskull Racing.
And in the number 5 from Greenfield, Massachusetts, this is Encount from Chase Family Racing.
The grid is set, race 1 in a moment. 6 cars, 6 laps, the top 3 will move on to the finals. A little different from before, the cars will rotate clockwise. So we will see how they shake out, but here we go. We are green, and end count is upside down in turn number 2. Through the hairpin they go. Arlo with a nice lead. Lone Star right behind, and big wreck on the last straightaway. And what a crazy finish. Absolute carnage at the line. An end count upside down.
I'm just amazed that end count somehow got back on all fours and made it down the track.
Well, here's the instant replay, and what a wild ride there for end count. Able to keep it on the track, but unable to finish ultimately at the end.
Arlo really showing his pace, but man, he was out of control when he came to that last straightaway. Lone Star went right underneath them.
For whatever reason, these guys have had a hard time with this straightaway. Looks like they cut to the inside and end up clipping the wall, and it just does a ton of damage. And let's see who finished P3 and P4. And here's the overhead replay. Wow, that is really close. Numbskull looking like he might have the edge. Here it is again. And there it is. The judges have spoken, and Numbskull picks up the points. Lone Star gets a nice little boost, picks up the win. Arlo settles for 3 points. And here we go. What a crazy start to this round.
You know, we had a controversial race last week. Let's not do this again.
Well, here we go for race number 2, and it looks like end count upside down again. But Arlo is getting away. Lone Star right there, challenging for P1, but Arlo will take it. Coots coming in third. And we are missing end count at the top of the track.
This feels familiar, Nils. He had an issue with this in the previous round. He's got a really fast car, was able to still qualify for this. But again, first 2 races, 2 DNFs. That's tough, man.
At the top of the table now, we've got Arlo and Lone Star really battling it out. Those two look like they're equal in pace, so this will be a fun one. A 10.7990 for that lap. That's pretty impressive.
We shouldn't be surprised, man. Arlo holds the track record. He qualified first for this event. He's looking so fast.
Well, Lone Star with 12, Arlo with 10, and Coots up to 9 points. Here we go for race number 3.
You know, Coots is the master of defense. I gotta say, that Chevy, he knows how to make it work.
He's up into P2, challenging there with end count, and here comes Arlo as well up into third. And did Arlo make a lunge late? We will have to see. But what a race there, and what a result for Coots, for Numbskull. This thing is really heating up.
You love to see it, Nils. These guys are just duking it out, challenging for position. Every position gained or lost is a big deal in this tournament.
Kyle Day coming in 6th, and oh my, I can't believe that. Arlo was able to snag P2 right at the line.
Arlo's got a little lead, but only 2 points separate the top 4 at this point, so
End count's got a lot of work to do. has pole for this race. Kyle Day's been struggling. Will he be able to bounce back in the remaining 3 laps? Here we go. They go green for lap number 4. Encount able to stay on track through the hairpin.
All right, watch for a run here from Numbskull.
Numbskull back in 4th place. Lone Star challenging for 2nd, but hits the wall and drops a couple positions. And Numbskull, that run, Donnie, you're right, up into 3rd.
It's good to see Encount at the front. Looked really good in that clean air. I know we've talked about this, Nils, but I've got experience with these race cars, and sometimes you just get a feeling, and it checks out.
Numbskull almost made a run there on Kyle Day for 2nd. Showing some pace there from Numbskull in that 0-3. But Arlo, Lone Star, Coots tied for 2nd now with 16. Numbskull into 1st place. And this is shaping up. We've only got 2 more to go. 2 more laps. Here we go. Green and they're off. Kyle Day on pole. And into the hairpin they go. Big push there from Lone Star.
You got to watch out for Lone Star. That guy is on a mission. Check that out. What a move. Gets 1st place. Hats off, Lone Star. Incredible.
What a run indeed. Kyle Day was all out there in front by himself. It almost looked like he's never been there before. And spins a little bit, gets loose. And Lone Star right there says thank you very much and takes P1. The GT tournament is brought to you by Unhinged Diecast. Make sure to check out the link in the description below for 10% off your order.
I like what I'm seeing here, Nils. What a battle we've got. The top 3 positions are all within reach.
That's right, Donnie. Lone Star with 23 points, 3-point lead over Arlo and Numbskull at 20 points. And Coots hanging in there with 17.
Makes you wonder if those 2 DNFs at the beginning of the race for end count, you never know what could have been.
That is so right, Donnie. Race number 6. Here we go. The top 3 are moving on to the finals. The margins are so tight, but the top 2, Arlo and Lone Star, battling for 1st. And Lone Star will take P1. And another wreck at the end, but able to finish Numbskull in P5.
This was the most physical race we've ever seen. 6 laps, and these guys just were almost bumper carring it around.
You know, I think I agree with you, but bumper carring it around, is that even proper English?
You know, I try, but at this point in my life, I know I'm an American, and I can say things that I want to say.
You heard it here, everybody. Things that you want to say in America. Here's your final points. Lone Star, the Texan, with 30 points, and Arlo with 25, and Numbskull up to 22. Those 3 will be moving on to the final round.
You know, Lone Star, you can't take anything away from that guy. He's looking so good going into the finals. And Arlo was very close, but that mishap on race number 1, you know, could have been a lot different for him.
And Coots had an incredible run in this tournament. Unfortunately, will be headed home, as well as Encount and Kyle Day. But what a start to the semifinals, an intense round we've had already, and part 2 will be coming at you next week.
Coots, the master of defense. He will be missed.
You know, bumper carring it around could be a thing.
Hey, I know what I said, and yeah, it could be.
Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to hit like and subscribe so you'll never miss another race right here at Boss Championship Racing. We will see you next time for part 2 of the semifinal round at the GT tournament. Welcome back to Boss Championship Racing. We're here for part 2 of the semifinal, and let's jump right in and meet the drivers.
On the pole from EP Videos in the number 20, this is Lucas from Grand Junction, Colorado.
Lining up second in the dangerously quick number 03 from Blue Line Racing, this is Dex Hendricks.
In the Coca-Cola livery from Bandon, Oregon, G-Force Racing in the number 27, this is Giorgio.
And lining up in the Audi from 2K Racing in Colby, Kansas, in the number 2, this is 2K.
And in the 01 from Polo Racing, all the way from Fort Worth, Texas, this is Marco Polo.
And starting 6th from the Spirit of 64, this is Randy Sentley from Westminster, Colorado.
You know, part 1 was awesome. Part 2, it should be just as good. I can feel it today, Nils.
I think I'm feeling it as well. This is going to be great. Here are the points. 6 cars, 6 laps. They'll rotate clockwise, and the top 3 will move on. Lucas leads them through the corners, and away we go for part 2 of the semifinal.
Lucas, the big cat, man, he's quick.
Here comes Dex Hendricks on the inside, can't make it work, and around goes Lucas, but Lucas takes race number 1.
What a finish, man. He finished it backwards. That is skill. That's next level, dude.
Out of that hairpin, Dex Hendricks keeping pace with the big cat, but the big cat able to stay out in front.
You know, that's going to be something to watch, those two. And you know what? Giorgio looked really good for that race.
A lot of people know Dex Hendricks is the real deal, and same with Lucas, Giorgio, 2K, Marco Polo, Randy Sentley, all these drivers. What a lineup we have. This is going to go down to the final round. I can feel it already. Giorgio on pole for race number 2, but the big cat is out in front and around the hairpin with a huge run, and here comes Dex Hendricks as well. Big spin and battling for P2 as well. Unbelievable finish.
What a run there from Dex Hendricks. But you know what? These drivers are not afraid to use the bumper.
The big cat got all sideways and yet was able to finish out the lap. What a battle there as well for P2. Giorgio did not want to quit, almost made the pass back, but Dex Hendricks able to finish out P2. Here's a look at the overhead. And here are the points after race number 2. Lucas up to 14, Dex Hendricks with 10, Giorgio with 8, Marco Polo up with 6, 2K with 4, and Randy Sentley with 2.
Can't believe it's only been 2 laps. There's been so much action so far. It's just getting started, man.
Marco Polo on the pole. They go green for race number 3. Giorgio with a huge run and up into first place. Lucas following, and Dex Hendricks into 3rd, and across the line they go. A clean race number 3 for this group.
Like I said, man, you know, it's exciting even when they race clean. So, man, I should have get some popcorn or something. I'm getting hungry. I need something salty. You know what I'm saying?
Well, at the halfway mark, this tournament is brought to you by Unhinged Diecast. Make sure to check the link in the description below for 10% off your order. Here are the points. Lucas with a lead at 19, Dex Hendricks with 14, Giorgio with 15.
See, Nils, don't doubt Giorgio. That guy can drive the wheels off of anything.
I never doubted you. I always believe everything you say. So, green, and they're off for race number 4. Randy Sentley really needs a good result here. But here comes Marco Polo up into 2nd place with a huge run. And now into the inside lane, takes P1 from Randy Sentley. And Dex Hendricks spun around, able to finish.
Randy Sentley had to really send it there and just block the entire track.
Sometimes you just gotta do whatever it takes to get the points. Big move there for Marco Polo, grabbing P1, coming all the way from 2nd place. A little bit of a wicked ride there for Dex Hendricks, but able to finish. Every point is valuable. And that was a close call between Giorgio and Lucas, but Giorgio comes out in front, grabbing P3. So here are the points after race number 4. We got a tight battle up here, and Marco Polo is in the mix.
It is wild to see Dex Hendricks down in 4th now, but we still got 2 more to go, and he's looked really strong.
2K on the pole. Race number 4, they are green. Dex Hendricks looks like a man on a mission. Lucas, the big cat, right there behind him. And here goes Dex Hendricks trying everything on 2K, and at the line, an incredibly close finish. I think 2K got him, but I'm not sure.
That was an amazing lap. If you're Dex Hendricks right now, you better be feeling pretty good. That was a strong performance.
2K really needed the points to keep himself in contention. And, you know, the second time I'm seeing this, let's get another look at that overhead replay. At the line, Dex Hendricks clearly out in front. Will grab P1. Huge result for Dex Hendricks, as he's now up into P2 in the points.
2K, that's a real bummer, but he's down with 12 points. Same with Randy Sentley. But man, the top four, here we go.
And who's on pole? It is none other than Dex Hendricks. Here we go. The last lap for this group, barring any tiebreaker. And the top three are getting away very quickly. The big cat trying to make a move. Big mistake there. But at the line, Dex Hendricks takes the points. Another win. What a strong last couple of laps. And that'll lock him into the next round, which is the finals.
Can't believe we're done, man. That was so great. Dex Hendricks almost went for a ride. He was going so fast. Almost took off like an airplane.
We've seen cars going so fast they can't even finish a lap. But Dex Hendricks able to finish very strongly with 29 points. But Lucas is your winner with 31. And Giorgio rounds out the podium. And those three will be moving on to the final round. And what a race we had today.
The big cat looked really good. A little loose at times though, but that just shows how much raw pace that car has. Giorgio looks so good as well. And you know, Marco Polo had a crazy good run. It just didn't quite pan out for him.
Those three drivers will be headed home. What a run for those cars, though, getting this far in the tournament. We started out with 32 cars. Now we're down to 6. Next up is the final round. And Donnie, who do you think's going to take it?
You know, I don't know if I'm at liberty to say, because these 6 drivers all have a shot at this one. That's for sure.
You have been watching the Boss Championship Racing GT Tournament of 2024. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and you won't miss any future events. But next up is the finals for the GT Tournament. See who will become the champion of the GT class right here at Boss Championship Racing. Welcome back, everybody, to the championship round of the GT Tournament right here at Boss Championship Racing. I'm Nils Nilsson, and this is Donnie McFadden.
This is going to be the greatest race of all time. I just can feel it already, Nils. Are you ready for this?
The track is ready. The crowd is ready. Everybody's ready. Let's meet the drivers. This is Lucas from EP Videos in the number 20 from Grand Junction, Colorado.
Next up is Lone Star from Live Young Diecast in the number 34 from Austin, Texas.
And next is Dex Hendricks from Blue Line Racing in the 03 from Oakville, Connecticut.
In the number 69 from Walcott, Connecticut, this is Arlo from Arlo Racing.
And from G-Force Racing in the number 27 from Bandon, Oregon, this is Giorgio.
And from Vulcan, Michigan in the number 03 from Numbskull Racing, this is Numbskull.
The hype is real. This is it. The final round. Here are the points. 6 cars, 6 laps, and they will rotate after every race clockwise. We are about to go green. Lucas on the pole. Lone Star on the outside, and here we go. The GT final is off.
This is such an evenly matched race. Anyone can win this.
Lucas with a nice lead. Dex Hendricks making a run late, but it will be Lucas taking race number 1 with a fabulous lap time.
Lucas, the big cat. He's setting the pace early. He's looking really quick. and everybody is on notice because he's here for the win.
But right behind him is Dex Hendricks with a nice pass on Lone Star, able to pick up an extra point after race number 1. Lucas with a lead with 7 points. Well, here we go for race number 2. The cars have rotated, and now Dex Hendricks is on the pole. Lucas on the outside lane. They are green, and away we go for race number 2. Dex Hendricks with a nice run, and here goes Lucas with a quicker run around the outside. Will anyone catch him to the line? Lucas takes race number 2.
What's wild about that is we've known Lucas has that car dialed, even on that outside lane. What a pass. And man, did he deserve that win.
Dex Hendricks was struggling a little bit on that inside lane, but able to pick up P2, Lone Star in P3. But further back, we've got a close finish between Giorgio and Numbskull, and that is a very close finish.
Nothing like a little bit of drama.
And the stewards will have to take a look, and they will give P5 to Numbskull. So Giorgio and Numbskull tied with 3 points. Lucas with 14, Dex Hendricks with 10, and Lone Star with 8. Arlo up to 6.
I know it's early and Lucas has a lead, but we've got a lot of racing to go. Anything can happen.
Race 3 is off. Dex Hendricks with a nice jump. Can Giorgio keep P1? They're neck and neck, and they come together, but Dex Hendricks able to stay in front. What a crazy finish at the line. They were all packed together, and we will have to sort this out with the overhead camera.
Man, I hope Dex is okay because he went for a wild ride there.
Hit the wall and finished upside down, slid across the finish line on his roof. Incredible lap for lap number 3. Well, here are the points at the halfway mark. Lucas with 19, Lone Star with 11, Dex Hendricks up to 17, Arlo, Giorgio with 7, and Numbskull with 5. Well, we've got a special guest at the track. It's Lando from Arlo Racing. That pup, who doesn't like that pup? Come on now. Donnie McFadden is in an F1 car about to do a lap. Brought to you by Unhinged Diecast. Make sure to check out the link below. Donnie, what's it like in that car?
It's incredible, Nils, but man, that hairpin is really hard. Check this out, though.
Look at that. Donnie McFadden, you still got it, my man. We are ready for race number 4. The cars have rotated, and now we've got Numbskull on the pole, Giorgio in the outside lane. And Donnie's not back yet from that Renault F1, so we'll just wait for his input. But we've got a wreck in that first corner. Oh my goodness. I need you, Donnie. I need your insight. Giorgio with a run on Arlo, able to make the pass. And Numbskull takes the win. Giorgio into P2 and Arlo P3. But Dex Hendricks is backwards at the top of the track. Let's see what happened right here. Upside down, what a wicked ride. Was not able to finish the lap after that.
Okay, yeah, I made it back. What happened, man? That was,
Well, we had a huge wreck with Dex Hendricks, and that was not expected. So after that race, here are the points. It is becoming a very close race. Lucas with 21, Lone Star with 14, Dex Hendricks with 17. And man, we've got a tight race now. All these cars piled up together. Here we go. Arlo on the pole. And race number 5 is away. And again, who was that? Was that Dex? Unbelievable. Arlo getting away. Lone Star right there in second place. The Big Cat in third. And Lone Star going for a ride, but able to cross the line.
See, Nils, I was a little nervous there because Dex had that crazy wreck at race number 3. He was upside down. He nailed that wall head on. Does he have a concussion? You know, like that could really affect a man.
You'd think that the safety crew would have ran all the checks to make sure he was ready to race the remainder of the races. So,
well, check out Arlo, man. He just finished first, so he's looking pretty good in the points right about now.
We've got a close group here going into the last race. Anybody could take this one. Well, here are the points after race number 5 with only one to go. Lucas with 25, Lone Star with 19, Dex Hendricks with 17, Arlo with 18, Giorgio with 14, and Numbskull with 15.
The fight for the podium is totally on. Here we go, man.
Lone Star on the pole for race number 6. What a great jump for him. Arlo struggling, but making a run late. And up into third goes Arlo. The Big Cat in second, and they cross the line for race number 6. We're missing Giorgio upside down coming out of that final corner.
It just goes to show that all these drivers put it all on the line for this one. Giorgio just was going for it all day long and flipped it. And, you know, that's how it goes sometimes.
Lone Star was steady in the middle of the pack all day long, consistent. The Big Cat putting in some great performances. And even Arlo, some of those finishes gets him onto the podium. Unbelievable. Lucas is going to be your winner. Lone Star in second place, and Arlo rounding out the podium in third.
You know, the Big Cat was dominant. And what are you going to say, man? You can't even argue with it. Was so good on track, inside lane, outside lane, traffic, in the clear. It didn't matter. That guy just knew how to drive the wheels off of that thing.
Arlo with the fastest lap of the tournament with a 10.2960. That was his qualifying lap time, track record here at Lutsen International.
What a journey for Numbskull, Giorgio, and you know, Dex Hendricks, he had quite a good car, but man, those DNFs were just deadly. Glad he's okay, and he finished in a pretty good spot regardless.
What a tournament, Donnie. We're here at the end of it, and it's hard to believe it's over. Your winner is Lucas in the number 20. Congratulations, my friend. Thank you so much for watching the GT tournament here at Boss Championship Racing. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. It means so much to us. What a journey we've been on here at the track, and the future is looking pretty bright. We'll see you next time, everybody.